Good morning, Elaine with Elaine's Custom Cards, and today this is the card we'll be making. Only I'm going to change up the sentiment a little bit, but it's a trifold card, and it has a spot for either going to put a check in there, money, a gift card, whatever you want to slip in there. So we're using the free paper that's in Celebration. I will show you which ones and what you have to buy to get it. You purchase $50 worth of product from any of the catalogs, either the mini catalog or the annual catalog, and you can get this 12 by 12 paper for free, and we will be using this paper. And the other free paper that I'm using is called Simply Marvelous, right here. And that's with the $50 purchase. So with a $100 purchase, you can get two free papers, packets of paper. So anyway, that's what we're using, is free paper. So let's get started on this. The first thing we're going to do is open this up. And you have to take two card bases, and I would recommend that you use the thin cardstock, either the basic white or very vanilla, whichever you want, doesn't really matter. I think this is basic white. And you're going to fold them in half, like this. So you take one whole sheet of cardstock, cut it in half, score it, and fold it. Okay, and we're going to set that aside because I'm going to decorate this first. This piece is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and you're going to score it at 1/2 inch on the long edge like this. Then you're going to take a piece of your Designer Series paper, and I used this one, and you're going to glue it in the center of this, just like so. And this piece is 4 by 2. So let's go ahead and glue that down, because we want it to dry, because we're going to punch a little finger thing right here, but we want this to dry so our punch doesn't get all gooey. You could also use a circle die to do that. The smallest one, I think, would probably work. I just happen to have a 1-inch punch that I'm using, but I think you could use this circle die and just circle punch it right there, like so. Okay, that will work. I just have a circle punch that's 1 inch that I'm using. So we're going to let that dry. Okay, and then we're going to start decorating our panels. So we'll start with the front. Let's go with that one first. I have all my pieces cut out. I used an oval. The oval dies, they're retired. You don't have to use those. That's just what I used. So let's put all this here. Let's start with this piece here. And for this, I used the circle dies. And this one is, let's see, second from the largest for the flower one. And this one is second from the largest in the scalloped for that. And then for this, it should be 2. Oh, here's the other one. For these pieces, they were a little over 1/2 inch, and then I used, if you have it, I'll find it here. It's the Stitch Be Mine framelit dies, and I used this scalloped thing, but if you don't have this, you can use, and I don't have this other die set, but you can use the one from the Prized Peony right here. It has a scallop in it, but I don't have that, so I'm using a retired one. Okay, this piece is the free paper, and this is the Pool Party one of the Simply Marvelous. And this piece is, it's going to be 3 by 5.5, so let's go ahead and trim that. Stuff out of the way. And you can use anything to create this, any flower paper or whatever you want. I'm just using up my free paper. I thought I would show you a way to use free paper. So we're going to cut this at 3 by 5.5. Okay. I meant to have that ready, but obviously I did not. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do is glue this together. And I'm going to use my silicone mat so I don't get glue everywhere. So I'm going to put a line of glue along here. Okay. And this, like I said, this was about just a little over 1/2 inch before I cut the scallop, because we're just going to cover that up just like this. And you can have however much you want showing, as long as you got enough to glue it. So put that on there, and we're going to do the same to the other side, just like so. Okay. And you could use either side of this paper that you want. The Simply Marvelous. I just like this to kind of look like water. That's the other side. It's more like clouds. So we're going to glue that. I see I've got a little bit of glue right there. So let's try and get that off of there. So I don't want it sticking there. Okay. And then I'm going to glue my flower circle to my, this is I don't remember what color this is, just a minute and I'll tell you. Some colors that look almost the same, like the crushed curry and the bumblebee look similar to me. I have a hard time telling them apart. So let's look at the back of the packaging. Oops. It says it's crushed curry, so I'm sure that's what it is. There are times when I wish I had a bigger craft room. Okay, so crushed curry. But I'm sure you could use the bumblebee and it would look just fine. So we're going to take that, close this back up so you can see the front, and we're going to decorate the front of our card. Okay, I stamped Happy Anniversary for this one. This one is, of course, Happy Birthday. I got the Happy Birthday off of this stamp set, which is a celebration item. And then for the inside, I used this for someone who is wonderful in each and every way. So this is a birthday card. This one is going to be an anniversary card. It's Happy Anniversary on the outside, and the best is yet to come on the inside. This is celebrating you. I'm not sure which catalog it's in, but I'll put all the numbers down for you. So let's go ahead and glue this to the front of this panel. Right here, right in the center is where I put it. I didn't pop it up or anything. So let's go ahead and glue this piece to the front of our card. I want to experiment with some other papers to make this design. So I thought it would be fun to play around with it. Okay, see a tiny bit of overhang here, so we'll cut that off. There we go. Looks good. If you think there's overhang and you don't want to see it like I see some here, just cut it off. And it'll be fine. Okay. We're going to take this and we're going to put dimensionals on the back of this. Put a lid on that so it doesn't dry up. Because I popped this up. So let's go ahead and find the right side up. I think that's probably right side up. And just put, I think I put 5 on here because I didn't want it collapsing in the middle. Okay. And then I just set that on there. And I had it kind of up a little ways. So I didn't want it right in the center because I'm going to put those leaves. And I'll show you if I can find all my leaves. Oh, there they are. Okay, I stamped this with Evening Evergreen, and that's what color this is. And then I just kind of put it up, kind of centered side to side, like so. And then I took my leaves and I used this leaf punch right here. And I just made a skinny piece of cardstock because I didn't need this part, I just needed this part. And I cut one out of Old Olive and one out of Evening Evergreen. And then I put the Old Olive one on first, and you can trim these off because you're not going to see it anyway. Because you don't need that extra stem there. I saw Rachel Tessman do something similar to this. This is slightly different, but she did one that's where I got the idea, was from Rachel Tessman. So we're just going to glue this on there. You could pop it up if you want. I didn't care about doing that. I think I'm just going to glue this like so. And I just slipped it under there. Just like so. Don't need to go under too far because we're still going to put our label on there. Okay. And then I put this one on there. It's like this. I don't normally make too many cards that have so many folds, but I really like the way this one looked, so I'm going to kind of angle that so you can see the green, the lighter green underneath. Now you can put more glue on there if you want. I didn't. And then I took my Happy Anniversary, and on this one I used this punch right here. I think this is retired, but I'm not sure. But this is the punch I used for this. But for this I used the Sweetheart dies, and I used this die right here, this banner die from this. Okay, and then I put dimensionals. I didn't know where I put them, so let's use these. I put a dimensional on each end. But not in the middle. Okay. Because I only wanted it to touch. You could put a dab of glue there if you want, but I don't think it needs it. So I put this right here. Make sure it's straight. Okay. You could probably get by with another one, but I think it's fine. And then I took these holiday rhinestones that are in the annual catalog, and I thought they matched pretty good, these pale green ones. I'm not sure what color that is, but look how that matches. just looked really, really good, I thought. I just added something to the card. Almost like it was droplets of water on there. So that's what I used for that. And the front's done. Okay? Then we're going to go to the inside. And what you want to do is I cut out 2 of these. Like I said, you can use whatever you want. These are 5 1/4 by 4. And I glued one here. Okay. Just like so. And I think this is directional, so you're going to want to make sure it's right side up. I was trying to think of ways to use my free paper, because I have a tendency to hoard paper, because I'm going, I don't know what to do with that. Well, here's the other side. We're going to put one here. Here's my other one. So we're going to put that one right here on this other side. But we're not going to glue the panels together yet. Here in a minute I'll show you why. So we're going to put one here. I want to make sure they're equal here. Okay, that looks good. So this is the front panel. Now, you also need one here. And I took a piece of this same paper and glued it to this panel. I like to do all this gluing first, and then we'll finish the inside of the card last. Now you can put, if you want, you could put a piece of cardstock here, like when it's going to be closed like this. Oops, like this. You can put something here so that you can put, write something. I didn't really leave a space for writing, for signing your name. You could put it here. I just hadn't decided what I wanted to do yet. So now we're going to take this piece, I'm going to close this, and we're going to glue this piece here so that it's like this, so that when we glue it down you don't see it on the back. We're going to glue these panels together, and this will be tucked in there and it holds it better. So let's do that. So I want this piece glued right here, just like so. You want to make sure that your card still closes. So close your card, open this little panel up, and then put glue or tear and tape, whatever you normally use. You can use your tape runner. I just like liquid glue. It works really well for me. If I can get it to come out, that's the trick. Going to glue that down, just like so. Okay, but don't glue the sides yet, because now I wouldn't put this on here at all until, if you don't have a circle punch and you're going to use this, do this first before you glue this on here. But I have a circle punch, so I'm going to punch a little finger spot here, about in the center. You can kind of eyeball it. And if it's not exact, I don't think anybody's going to measure it, so go ahead and cut that. So now you've got this punched out. Then I would go ahead and glue this to this. Okay, just like so. Take your glue and just glue this put glue on here. Glue, tear and tape, whatever. I like the glue. It's not going to come apart once you've glued this together. It's going to stay. So then you're going to take this panel, excuse me, and glue it to this panel. Just like so. Just like I said, you want to make sure that your card closes though. Just like that. Get it on there so it's straight as you can. Okay. Okay. Now you can put a thin line of glue here and here, because you got to make sure you got room for your whatever you're going to put in that little pocket. So you're going to put a thin line of glue right there, and try not to get it on your clothes. You just want to make sure your gift card or whatever fits in there. Oh, I managed to get glue everywhere, but I do. Okay, so now that that's glued, then you're going to take I'm going to take these pieces. This is another piece, just the opposite side of this. Okay, and we're going to glue that right there. And I cut that out with the largest of these Stitch So Sweetly dies. This one right here. That's what I used for that. So we're just going to glue that to the inside. Just like so. Like I said, all of this is made with mostly free paper and a little bit of cardstock. So this piece was three do it this way. 3 by, I'll tell you, 3 inches this way, because it's the other half of this piece. 3 by, let me get my scissors and my ruler here. So it was 3 inches this way, and I would go with probably 4 1/4 to make sure you have enough. Okay, and then this piece was the other side of this paper. And this piece is what I cut it out of, 2 1/2 by 4. And we're just going to glue that on top of this. Like I said, you could take another piece of cardstock to put here to for signing it. I just haven't done that yet. Okay, so now we're going to glue this. Let's glue this to this. And I stamped this again with Evening Evergreen. I'll put all the sizes and dimensions on my blog, so you don't have to remember what I told you. And you could use, instead of using these oval dies, you could use some of the dies out of the Stitch So Sweetly set. I'll show you here in a second. Okay. You could use this die. Would look good in the center of that. Or if you have a smaller sentiment, you could use this die. And I don't know if square would look good, but you could use this die. So there's options if you don't have these ovals. I just like the way the oval looked. So, got a little bit of glue right there. I guess I got it off. Anyway, that's your card for today. Happy birthday or happy anniversary or happy anything. You could even make this into a thank you card. So I hope you enjoy this video and have a blessed day. Have fun stamping. Remember that celebration will be over at the end of February. In order to get these free items, you need to order before the end of February, and you can go to my online store to order, elainescustomcards.stampinup.net, and place your order. And if you go to my blog, you'll see my host code there if you want to use it. So you have a blessed day and have fun stamping.